What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. As always, Henry SVTV here, coming at you with more gaming content, and today we have a new FPS video game to talk about, and this was just recently leaked. The game that we will be covering today is called Necromunda Hired Gun, which is a new first-person shooter set in the world of Warhammer 40,000. The game is being developed by Streamon Studio, the same developers who worked on Space Hulk previously. In Necromunda Hired Gun, this is the first title that will allow you to experience this franchise from a first-person perspective, and the game centers in placing you behind the role of a lone mercenary who is aided by a partially robotic dog called a cybermastiff, which is a badass looking dog. Now, as you go deep into the many hives in this universe where millions live and die every day, scratching out a living beneath the rule of vicious tyrants. This is a place of lawless gang warfare holding together a society of scavenging, crime, and corruption, and it's damn good for business, just like we just saw in the trailer. Now, the video game will be available for next-gen consoles including PC, PS4, and Xbox One, and will be releasing on June 1st this year, so very close to the release date so far. Now let's go through the main plot within this new release and some other elements that we will get to see once the game is released. So stay to the end of the video because we're also going to talk about some of the gangs or factions that will be featured in the game, along with a vast arsenal of weapons and some of the modifications that you will get to see. So in this game you will be set behind the role of a mercenary inside of Necromunda, which is a city forged on the 41st millennium, and it is where the Imperium of Mankind makes tanks, guns, giant mechs, and other implements of war that keep alien enemies at bay. Hired Gun is a fast-paced, very violent, and a thrilling indie FPS. In this universe you will find multiple hive cities rising onto the surface very high into the sky because there is so much pollution on the surface that cakes the ground. The type of gameplay that you can expect is an experience in which you will have to pick special contracts so that you can hunt special targets and therefore collect the bounty, so somehow we will become bounty hunters in this video game. Now within the game there might be some indication as well that you might get some freedom in the way that you take on jobs in the game, kind of selecting one job or another, and a few other details also explain that your dog is going to be able to sniff out and kill enemies for you. And additionally we will be able to see also a grappling hook which will allow for a quick traversal of the game's massive environments. Now another aspect within this game is that there will be a strict totalitarian regime dividing people of Necromunda into kind of a caste system, where rich people lives on the top and the poor people down below. Now your sole purpose on this universe will be to focus on hunting criminals and mutants on the mean streets of this Imperium's most famous hive. Now additionally, just like in other FPS games, you will also get to customize your perfect bounty hunter. As well, you'll be able to work with weapons and upgrades so that you can eliminate the most notorious gangers and mutants around. Now you'll be able to enhance your body with a dozen customizable augments and leap over chasms. Now in regards to the guns that we will be seeing within this game, there is a wide variety of options to go with, including some modifications that can also be performed in order to get an improved version of each weapon. The list of weapons that we have seen so far are good old reliable shotguns, a gold called bolter which fires explosive rounds. There will also be a plasma gun which is a high-tech weapon. We will also have grenades. There is also a gun called graviton gun, and of course there will be melee weapons such as blades. And lastly, my friends, there will be factions in this game, and each of them will have their own interests. The gangs that we will see in this game will have different objectives similar to other games where you will be able to interact with them. Now talking about these gangs, we can see a couple of them in the initial trailer, which one of them is called Esker, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but basically they focused on stock and trade of chemical augmentation, which will serve as stimulants that boost their performance on the battlefield. Another call that we were able to see are the Goliath, who are fighting for control of Necromunda's bowels. Now Goliath warriors are grown in bats and are commonly understood to be a bit dense, but they use furnace plates and other bits of industrial equipment for armor, and they tend to throw explosives around with abandon. And lastly, we have the Orlok gang, which is also known as the House of Iron. This group is drawn from the miners and the smelters who run Necromunda's many refineries and factories. But my friends, so far this game is looking very interesting with many different elements to have fun and play for multiple hours. Now please let me know what you think of this game. Is this a game that you will be looking to play once released? Let me know in the comments. Alright friends, this is the video that I had prepared for you today. Please remember to drop a like so that we can get to as many people as possible, and if you enjoy this content, consider subscribing and activating all notifications on so that you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will see you on my next one. Goodbye.